How are we doing, guys? Moose here, episode 49 of our West Ham United crew mode, back in the transfer window, and you can see we have gotten a transfer offer for one of our transfer listed players, James Collins. He said he wants to leave mainly because he wants to get more game time. That's really what he's unhappy with. He's not playing enough. And Fulham, actually, it's funny, they came in with an offer for $700K. I decided value $775. Let's try and get $900 with the counter. If they come back and say no, we'll see. But they actually said they would match that $900K for him and go ahead with the deal, which is probably a bonus for them because, honestly, I took a look at their squad, and the sad part is a 71 rated center back. He would slot right into their team, which doesn't really bode well for them considering they're sitting, I think, 19th in the table or 18th. So really, he'd be going into a relegation fight with them, but it's going to be a team that he'll actually get to play in. So when we do face them for the second time this year, we might actually see him in the starting lineup. But we come into a huge game here, taking on Cardiff City. Obviously, a win would be huge because we do have a game in hand on Arsenal, and we are a point behind Manchester City, who also have a game in hand on Arsenal. So a win would put us into fourth, could potentially take us into third should Man City not win their game that they have in hand. Come out with a little bit different lineup. We go 4-3-3, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Downing behind Carroll, Noble, Keontae, and Fabian Delph in the midfield against a Cardiff side that's bottom of the table right now on 15 points. They've really had a struggle this year. They're packing the midfield in a 4-5-1. Ekram, Will Hughes, the former Derby man, and Berger will be in the center midfield. Pilkington and Noon on the wings. Obviously, they have former Manchester United man Fabio at left back. So some dangerous players there, players that we will have to watch out for. Pilkington, of course, the former Norwich man. Mora, who's one of their new signings. Will Hughes has an absolute sitter there that he misses after the Mora pullback. And thankfully, we do get let off early on the 9th minute here. We come forward the other way, though. Keontae using his absolute tank-like abilities with so much pace and power to play the ball into Oxlade-Chamberlain. He puts a lovely cross in for Andy Carroll, who gets a free header. And you expect Andy to do a little bit better than that, to be honest. He doesn't get much power behind it, doesn't put in the back of net. And this is what we should be scoring on. Oxlade-Chamberlain played through on a wonderful ball from Creswell. And he tries to just finesse it around the keeper with his left foot. And he puts it about a foot wide of the goal. Take a look at the replay. It's so close. My goodness. Should be in the back of the net from Oxlade-Chamberlain. Maybe he could have rounded the keeper and made it easy on himself. But disappointing finish there. And we really need to be finishing those chances off, especially when Cardiff come back the other way. Pilkington into Will Hughes. Adrian saves. It's knocked away by Hughes. Mora comes on and he puts it in the back of the net in the 23rd minute. And just like that, we don't take our chances. Cardiff take theirs, and we're 1-0 down to bottom of the table Cardiff at home at Upton Park. And you can see the away support is just absolutely going rabid with that goal. Disappointing, a little bit unlucky, I felt, defensively. Winston Reid slid in, looking to make a block here. Adrian made the save, and he needs to just be grabbing onto that. Instead, he parries it. It allows Will Hughes to get a toe on it and poke it out wide, where Mora was just flying in from the side for support. And he bashes into an empty net. And it's a couple unlucky bounces. Reed didn't get the block. Adrian didn't cover it. Creswell didn't get the block on the follow-up. But you'll have those, and hopefully we can claw back and get back into this game. Of course, though, Cardiff did look lively. I'll tell you what, they looked a lot better than a team that is bottom of the table and who we beat 2-0 away at Cardiff. And they just looked absolutely shocking there. Keontae tries to finesse a shot in off a free kick. His strike just goes right into the arms of the keeper, David Marshall, very safely. And then Keontae again raging forward. And you can see he was really one of our creators here because we had Downing and Oxlade-Chamberlain sitting up behind Carroll. So we needed someone to help link our three-man midfield to our attack. And that was Keontae. He was bringing the ball forward. He was doing the job with tackles. It looks fantastic. Cardiff, though, trying to break us open here again. Ball over the top from past Nkulu into the man behind Creswell. And what in the world is Adrian doing letting Noon score from there? Absolutely terrible goal to concede. We had the balance of play, and Cardiff get 2 goals completely against the run of play. Creswell, of course, he's short. He's not going to get to that on the header, but he does get back and at least forces Noon wide so that he has to shoot to Adrian's near post, and he just doesn't make the save. It's an absolutely horrific goal to concede, and one that really takes us out of the game because then we're 2 goals down. We have to completely press forward and just put numbers forward at the ball and open ourselves up on the counter. You can see on that corner, Delph had a chance. He just toe pokes it, and Marshall makes a save. Adrian with a good punch. Ball out only as far as Berger. Then back into Anthony Pilkington. Into Ekram. He has a strike, but Adrian with a wonderful save. So you can make that save, son, but you can't make a save on a ball to your near post from 5 yards away. Just ridiculous. But that's neither here nor there. Obviously, we're a little bit disappointed in Adrian for giving up the goal. But we've had plenty of chances that we could have goals of our own here. Lovely passing play to work the ball all the way up the field. Oxlade-Chamberlain with another chance. And maybe that's just a situation. We need a second striker up there as opposed to relying on someone like Oxlade-Chamberlain for our goals just because he's not a striker. So his finishing, while it's good some of the time, just isn't always up to par. As you can see, he's missed a couple of really golden opportunities when he should at least be putting the ball on the net to give us a chance to score. Rabiot then, who's come on as a substitute to give us a bit more creative option. He takes a shot directly on the goal, but it's a simple save from Marshall. He came on for Marky Noble. Oxlade-Chamberlain on the wing, and this is where he's dangerous, trying to create chances on the wing. Beautiful little scoop turn, then a fake shot to get back inside the defender. And Carroll, that's the kind of header we're expecting to see, but Marshall does really well to get down and keep that out. He goes to launch the ball long, but Winston Reed wins a header over top of Moore. Then Andy Carroll wins a header past Kala into Oxlade-Chamberlain. You can see the run of Stuart Downing. Could he have a shot? He gets around the defender, and what a save again from David Marshall. He's having an absolute wonderful game. He's putting on a blinder. What a game from David Marshall it is. Cheku Kiyante then with the ball. Like I said, he played really, really well for us. Kevin Nolan's come on as a substitute as we need another offensive player to try and get something jump-started for us here. Jenkinson into Kiyante. We're just moving the ball, but you can see how many men they have behind. We're trying to break them down. Into Nolan. Back to Kiyante. He decides to have a strike, and he's hit the post. This is just not going to be our day today, guys. Cheku Kiyante with a wonder strike. He curls it around Marshall. Finally, something gets past the Cardiff goalkeeper, but it rockets off the outside of the woodwork and away from the goal. So we just can't seem to break through that final ball. Either hasn't been there or the finishing hasn't been there. You know, it's been one of the two. Jenkinson lays the ball into Carroll, gets past Adrian Rabiot as well. Cresswell then breaking into the box, tries to pull it back for Andy Carroll again. He's bundled over in the box. Nothing given from the referee. And that would be all the chances in a disappointing 2-0 victory. Obviously, that is a huge win for Cardiff in their relegation battles. Disappointing for us. I will say the one thing about it that maybe doesn't hurt us entirely is that we're still on 41 points now, level with Arsenal. So we're going to be sitting in 5th still, but we didn't drop far away from them because we did have the game in hand. So it's disappointing that we don't win our game in hand, but that said, we're not completely out of it. And for me, man of the match was Kiyate getting the 3 points. I thought Rabiot was wonderful once he came on as a substitute. You can see he got 7.4, so he gets 2. And I thought Winston Reed actually played really well, so he gets 1 point for us in this game. So we move back into the transfer window, obviously after a tough loss, but you know, we're going to have to get past that and do the business in the transfer window and potentially make some moves to improve the squad if they're going to keep playing like this. So obviously it's something we'll have to look out for. A couple of young players here that not too exciting, so we just decided to keep scouting them and see if maybe they do develop and we see something that we didn't expect in them. James Collins, of course, has gone to Fulham, so we'll get $675K pushed back into our transfer budget, which is wonderful. You can see they've also rescheduled one of our matches. We get a little bit of money back from the FA Cup. They've had to reschedule that because we're going to have an FA Cup match on the 30th. I think it's actually against Reading. And then we get an offer for Morgan Amalfitano, who hasn't been playing well. He's fallen out of favor. Like I said, I'd be happy to sell him on because he's 30 years old. He's not really getting in the team, doesn't offer a lot to us. So I decided to counter here with $4 million. No, I think I put it down to 3.9 eventually, we're about to say, because I don't want to scare Aston Villa away by jumping it up well over his value, especially if he's been playing so poorly. But any money from Morgan Amalfitano would be great, to be honest, because we're looking to get younger. Honestly, we have a lot of older guys mixed with the fresh young blood in our team. We have guys like Nolan, Amalfitano, Stuart Downing, of course, is getting up in there in years. Jarvis is 29. So we have a lot of age. Obviously, Collins, Carlton Cole, that we're trying to move on. We also get Chelsea coming for our youngster Rodriguez, and they're doing the same thing they always do. Chelsea, I'll tell you what, coming in for young talent. That's what they do. They snap up young talent and they put them all out on loan. But we do reject that offer. And with that, we have a huge game will be coming up in the next episode. London Derby at White Hart Lane. West Ham United versus Tottenham Hotspur. Be sure to check in for that, guys. I hope you leave a like, comment, subscribe to continue watching. That's going to be a huge episode 50 for us, and I hope to see you then. Bye-bye.